It is day 2 of the Competition Tribunal hearing into the alleged excessive pricing and the predatory pricing complaint against SA Airlink. Of course, the tribunal has already heard evidence from factual and financial experts. Now, due to hear the views of economic experts, so SABC News reporter Nosipho Radebe is going to be standing by with the details for that. Nosipho, very good morning. So day 2, of course, of this continues. So talk to us about some of the key issues that have come to the fore. Also, what it's highlighting about some of the more broader issues with regards to competition in the aviation sector at large as well.
A very good morning to you, Liesl, and to the viewers at home. Well, of course, it is day 2. A full day of hearings expected to get underway here shortly at the Competition Tribunal hearings into the excessive and predatory pricing case against SA Airlink, the privately owned airline operating in the country as well as regionally. And this case stems, of course, from 3 complaints that were lodged to the Competition Commission against the airline, now known as Airlink, rather, with the prefix of SA being dropped. That conduct alleged to have taken place between August 2012 and September 2016. And this relates to the route, the Johannesburg-Umtata route, which we heard of its significance yesterday during testimony. We had an economic expert from the Competition Tribunal present evidence testimony to the effect of the economic detriment that this alleged conduct by Airlink had on competition within the sector. We know, of course, that the airline industry or the airline sector is quite a competitive one. And so, of course, issues around competition come to the fore there. But we also heard some of that testimony from the expert, the economic expert there, Jason Oprosky, just talking about some of the issues that came up when it came to the conduct of Airlink. One of the issues that he raised was that Airlink engaged in conduct where they were actually adding capacity to this route. And this had a negative effect because we saw that even though he argued that even though the airline said that adding this capacity was to replace capacity that the airline said it had lost during the period, the effect of this conduct actually had a negative impact to the competitor, the arrival of Airlink on this route, the Blue Crane. He also mentioned that instead of revenue going up, we actually saw revenue for Airlink go down during this period. And so that was actually evidence then, or testimony he presented then, showing that the conduct of Airlink was anti-competitive. We know that Airlink, of course, had the monopoly over the route, and so it was argued, of course, that Airlink used its monopoly to push out its rival, the Blue Crane, who exited the market during the 2016 period. And this, of course, the Competition Commission arguing that instead we saw that commuters or customers were charged excessively during this period to the tune of between 80 and 100 billion rand. But we'll continue to hear testimony here at the tribunal, day 2, which is made up of a panel of 3 who will be hearing testimony. For now, Liesl, it's back to you in studio.
Thanks, Nosipho. Lots of competition law principles that will also be explored there, and perhaps also looking at the precedent this case is going to set if ruled in favor of the complainant as well. So thank you so much for highlighting that. Of course, it'll be interesting to see how long these timelines also continue before we hear closing arguments and, of course, that ultimate decision. Nosipho Radebe, they're giving us the latest ahead of that tribunal.